Hello, my name is Brianna Zavala, and this is a presentation as our final project with Immaculate and Ashley. And the cause that we chose to explore and talk about is the dangers of social media addiction. More specifically, how excessive screen time affects mental health and relationships. So, I did the introduction, so I'm gonna start. Social media has become an undeniable force of the 21st century, transforming how we connect, communicate, and consume information. While offering numerous benefits, such as facilitating global connectivity and providing access to vast resources, the persuasive nature of social media is also presents significant dangers, which are particularly concerning excessive engagement with platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And all of these could lead to the effects that it has on our mental health. So it also leads to the fall of personal relationships and affecting a person's well-being. Understanding these risks are the first step to concealing these harmful consequences social media addiction truly brings. This text will present the dangers of social media and how excessive screen time affects mental health and relationships. Next, this is the background. So, the persuasive integration of social media into modern society is not without drawbacks. The constant connectivity and the allure of instant gratification can lead to addictive behaviors. This will be analyzed in this paper with a vast amount of intriguing videos about the dangers of social media and what it brings to students. Some videos like Empowering Kids to Rise Above Technology Addiction by Lisa Stroham through the channels like TED Talks and Study Too Much Screen Time Can Lead to Mental Health Issues in Teens by Key SNT News broadcast. And these films helped with the exploration of this topic. We will also contribute evidence from Yale School of Medicine reports associations between screen time and lower psychological well-being among children and adolescents. Evidence from a population-based study and impact of social media on mental health, a look at cohort differences by undergraduate honors, these as well as some additional sources complete our analysis.
Good morning, class. My name is Oben Immaculate. I want to talk on some of the causes of excessive screen time on mental health and relationship. We live in a society where nothing can be done without technology. That is, people use technology to communicate with each other, to do businesses, to attend classes, to do research. And so this excessive screen time may have a detrimental effect on their mental health and relationship, irrespective of the benefits that they get from using this technology. To begin with, I'm going to break their effects into two. That is mental health, how excessive screen time affects people's mental health, and the second one is a relationship. In mental health, we'll see effects like depression, sleep deprivation, cyberbullying, anxiety, and a host of others. Depression is the most common mental health condition associated with screen addiction. A study from Preventive Medicine report found a correlation between higher screen time usage and moderate to severe depression level, with higher rate found among females. The study found that 4 or more hours of daily screen time was a tapping point for heightened risks of depression. Also, excessive screen time may also lead to loneliness and limit the time most people spend on face-to-face conversation. That is, people spend more time on their phones rather than how they spend on conversing with others, and this will affect them mentally. It also reduces their sleep, the time they spend on sleeping, which leads to isolation, which are all risk factors of anxiety and depression. Also, excessive screen time may result because some people they want to commit murder or suicide. This comes as a result of when they tend to compare their life with the ones on social media, because in social media people tend to post their achievements, their cars, their news stage, what they are working on. And so when people compare what they see on social media and it does not tie with what they have, they become angry with themselves and see themselves like they are low value, their self-esteem drop, and at times may result to suicide. The next effect that I want to look on is how excessive screen time affect close relationship. People tend to focus more on social media, which reduce face-to-face communication, the time they spend with their loved ones, and this become a problem, and at times may lead to jealousy or relationship fallout. Also, the fear of FOMO, that is fearing of meeting out, the fear of missing out. That is, some people tend to spend more time on social media just to keep up with the recent activities that are going on. That they don't want to miss out on any event or new thing that come out. They want to keep on like the trend, any new thing that can come out or that is being posted on social media. They want to be the first to comment and see it. So as a result of that, it tends to affect their relationship that they have buried for so many years, especially when it comes to couples or even friends, partners that they have been together for so many years. This will affect their relationship. It may set in jealousy, and if care is not taken, it may cause problem. A study was carried out by the faculty of the Yola Department of Psychology and Colombia. According to this study, the School of Medicine analyzed screen time effect. Over 500 youth found out that youth who spend most of their time on social media end on with vices like anxiety, depression, bullying, and the situation will continue in their lives even after they must have been after they have been free from such addiction. Another study, which was led by the university professor, found out that the age group which use social media platform the most ranges from 14 to 17, and that they were two times more likely to be diagnosed with depression and anxiety, are more treated by mental health psychiatric professionals who equally place them on medication behavioral problem. According to statistics, it shows the percentage distribution of teenagers aged 12 to 17 by hours of daily screen time. United States, July 2021 to December 2023. The estimates are based on a household interview of samples of the U.S. civilians non-institutional population. Total does not add up to 100 due to rounding source. In order to reduce excessive screen time, certain strategies are put in place. We have the 20-20-20 rule, that is, for temporary eye strain relief, the AOA suggests using 20-20 method, which direct a person takes a 20-second break after every 20 minutes to focus on an object at least 20 feet away. This gives the eyes a break from the blue light and allow it to relax by focusing on something further away. Also, another strategy is time limit, that you will have to limit the time you spend on social media a day, focusing our mind on doing different things like reading, going for physical activities. Also, it requires that we take scheduled break or put our phone away from bedtime, which can be the first step in resetting and creating new healthier relationship with screen. If all these are put into place, it's going to reduce mental health and our relationship will be built to a better way. I'm going to end it. Some of the resources that we use during this work, we have Marges, Maya, and Killian Nancy. Impact of social media on mental health, a look at cohort differences. We also have the Yale School of Medicine report, association between screen time and lower psychology well-being among children, adolescents, and a host of others. Thank you.
Some teens just can't put their phones down, and it's leading to mental health issues. Here's a new report from the National Center for Health Statistics. It says teens who get excessive screen time each day are more likely to experience certain mental health disorders. 50% of teens ages 12 to 17 had at least 4 hours of screen time a day from 2021 to 2023. The report says about 25% of them are more likely to experience or depression. Those who reported 4 hours or less of daily screen time had significantly lower symptoms. Health experts say the issue is a double-edged sword. While screen time supports social connection and creativity, it could still be easily monitored. I was only 9 years old when I had my first conversation about addiction. It still feels like yesterday. It wasn't drugs or alcohol. My drug of choice was a video game. I was relentlessly pursuing perfection. I was obsessed with getting the perfect score. But this obsession didn't last long, because out of the corner of my eye, I saw Grandma Drake watching with concern. She had calmly sat there for hours, waiting for me, and then invited me to come talk to her in her room. It's something that she had done countless times before, but on this day, she sensed that there were some painful realities that I was ready to hear. She talked to me about my family, which I learned was wrought with addiction. Drugs, gambling, alcohol, you name it, we had it. But what I was surprised to learn was how deeply addiction ran in both sides of my family. You can say I was doubly blessed with what today I fondly call my genetic lottery. Sadly, I'm not alone. Scientists today estimate that over 50 million Americans will be struggling with the issue of addiction at some point in their lifetime. 50 million Americans. Drugs, alcohol, gambling.
In summary, digital technology and social media have unquestionably changed how we work, live, and interact with others, offering a degree of convenience and international connectivity that was unthinkable for earlier generations. However, the effects of excessive screen time and social media addiction also intensified with this change. As this discussion has shown, the repercussions on mental health are severe, ranging from sleep disorders to long-term anxiety and sadness, especially in our young individuals who are still going through a period of emotional and psychological development. Many users feel inadequate
as a result of the pressure to continuously compare themselves to a well-manicured online personas. This low self-esteem can, in extreme situations, contribute to suicidal thoughts and actions. The effects of screen addiction go beyond the individual and affect our general well-being and interpersonal interactions. Families are growing more emotionally aloof as members value screen time more than in-person interactions. Scrolling, playing games, or conversing online take up time that could be used to deepen relationships. Prolonged screen usage has been connected to poor problem-solving abilities, shorter attention spans, and even behavioral issues like ADHD, putting cognitive development at risk. Additionally, people are driven to stay connected all the time by the fear of missing out, frequently at the expense of important in-person connections. This causes conflict, alienation, and emotional neglect in friendships and families, in addition to fostering envy and insecurity in love relationships. Screen usage is clearly linked to an increased risk of psychiatric problems, and studies continue to highlight the growing mental health crisis among kids and teens who are unsusceptible to these impacts. We run the risk of producing a generation that is less grounded in reality and more reliant on virtual validation if we disregard these cautions. It is imperative that people, families, and organizations act proactively to counteract these negative effects. This entails establishing limits on screen time, supporting digital detoxes, raising awareness and mental health issues, and facilitating candid discussions about the negative impacts of social media. We can only expect to undo the harm caused by excessive digital exposure and establish a balanced, healthy relationship with technology by making a concerted effort and raising awareness as a group. Social media doesn't have to be a bad thing if we learn to use it sensibly and sparingly. It can be a positive tool.